What's going on, YouTube? RDAPdan here, and today is not Wednesday, it is Thursday, which means we did not go live yesterday. So we are definitely running without giving any notification. Nobody knows that we're getting ready to go live, so I will give everybody a few minutes to join in the room here, and we'll see who pops in on a moment's notice. But I do want to apologize. What's up, Jesse? What a surprise. So I want to apologize for not going live yesterday. And if you guys could please tell me if the audio and the video is matching up. Because if not, everything in this room is going through a window. Computers, monitors, modems, you name it. It's going. Mr. Merrick, what's going on? APS in the house. All right, there we go. We got After Prison Show hanging out with us tonight for a little bit. So, as you guys know, I've been having these severe streaming issues, and I'm not 100% sure what was causing it. I thought it was the computer. I thought maybe it was the RAM in my computer. So I decided today I went and actually bought a new computer because the MacBook that I have, it's a MacBook Pro, and the memory is soldered into it, so you can't just upgrade the memory. It's got 4 gigs of memory or whatever that means. So I thought, well, shit, maybe it's just not strong enough because it's like a 2014 MacBook. Went and bought a new computer, and same issue. So I ended up finding out that I think it has to do with the webcam I was using, which I'm now using a different webcam, and I reset all of the live streaming settings. So I'm hoping you guys can hear me. The video, the audio is matching up, just like they say in RDAP. If your video and audio is not matching, you're fucked. And I've been getting a lot of comments on the lag and the shitty stream lately. So yesterday, it was so bad, I couldn't get it to go, and I was so frustrated and at my wit's end that I just... I meant to send you guys a text notification, those of you that subscribed by texting the word YouTube to 35074. Normally you guys get an update of when we're getting ready to go live or if there's going to be any last minute changes. And yesterday I got it all set, and I must have not have hit send. I found out today from another client called and said he didn't receive a text message. So I apologize for not going live yesterday. So I figured we would just do a little surprise stream, talk a little bit tonight. Really, this is more or less to test, make sure everything's working so we can get back on freaking schedule here. But I have been getting a lot of calls and a lot of questions from people that are getting released asking about probation and can probation be early terminated. So as you guys know, or if you don't know, I'll re-explain it to you. I was given 3 years of federal probation. My probation started almost a year ago once I finished my halfway house time. I had 11 months of federal halfway house, and that was comprised of some time in the halfway house, and some of that time was done in home confinement. My actual halfway house ended last September, so as of next month, I will have 1 year finished. Now, technically, what I've been told from my probation officer and other guys that have completed their probation early was once you serve about 50% of your time, they will consider early termination. Now, my probation officer did tell me after 1 year, it can be terminated if the district that issued your probation will allow it, meaning basically the judge that sentenced you to prison. So I wrote the judge a letter. I sent it last week asking him to terminate my probation after 12 months. So we are going to find out if I can finish 3 years of probation in just 1 year. Now, what does somebody need to do in order to possibly finish their probation early? You have to stay infraction free. You guys can't be getting in and out of trouble the entire time and then expect them to release you. If you have obligations, community service, restitution, those can play factors as well. I know some of you have really high amounts of restitution that you may or may not be able to pay back during your probation time. Now, just because you owe restitution does not necessarily mean that your probation can't be terminated early, but I'm going to go on a limb and say you need to be showing effort that you're trying to pay your restitution. So if you owe restitution and you're just like, well, what's the point of paying anything at all because I'm going to be paying it forever? If you want to get off probation early, start making an attempt if they're not going to be garnishing your wages. So I wrote a letter to the Southern District of Georgia. That's where I was sentenced from. And I haven't been able to get a lot of feedback from people that had probation in that area. I went on to Club Fed, which is a Facebook page that is comprised of people that went to federal prison, and I put some posts in there requesting information about if anybody had federal probation early terminated out of the Southern District of Georgia. And I got 2 responses. One person said they heard it's really hard. The other person told me that the judge that they had passed away, so when they requested it, it was granted no problem. So my judge is still alive and kicking, so I do not know what's going to happen. I would love to get off of probation early. I've got some traveling opportunity of speaking engagements in a couple of different spots, some different prisons, and actually some different RRCs, the reentry centers, the halfway houses, that have invited me to come out and speak. And I would rather wait until my probation is finished, just because it's a lot easier to get approval for travel. You know, I don't have to wait 30 days. I don't have to go through my probation officer. My probation officer has been absolutely amazing. He's definitely stayed on my ass early on, making sure I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. I was getting drug tested monthly, a couple of times a month. You'd have to call up every day to a color line, and if you hear your color, you have to go in that day and drug test. After doing that for a period of time and staying out of trouble, of course, never testing dirty, he called me up and said, hey, you no longer have to do that. You don't have to do anything. You just have to mail me or email me your monthly report. Let me know what's going on. Send me in your income from what you're doing with YouTube, and everything should be okay. So I've been doing everything I'm supposed to do. I would really like to complete this probation early. The fact that people told me it's not going to happen is pushed me all that much more to want to make it happen, because there was a lot of people that told me I was not going to be able to qualify for RDAP. There was a lot of people that told me I was not going to be able to qualify for additional halfway house time. And what I found is when you put in time and effort, and when you put in that positive energy, usually you can expect a positive outcome. Now, am I going to get released from probation early or right when I want to? Maybe, maybe not. Do I think that I'm going to serve my full 3 years? No way. Unless my judge is just hard up on it and wants it. But I know my probation officer, after I've served 50% of my time, will definitely go to bat for me to have me taken off early. I've completed all of my requirements, community service, everything is done, fines are paid, so there's nothing left for them to gain from me, and I'm clearly not planning on getting in any trouble. I also want to take a moment to say good luck to a young lady that is going to be surrendering tomorrow. Her name is Aretta. She found me on Facebook, or maybe found me on YouTube, but she's on my Facebook as well now. And Aretta is surrendering tomorrow. So she's been pretty nervous, getting ready to go to federal prison. It's not a fun task, guys. Nobody wants to go to federal prison. But I'll read to you what she wrote me. She wrote, hello again. I've been watching all of your videos. I think my mind is a little more at ease because of them. I have to drive myself up there tomorrow. I would rather go straight there instead of going to Miami to the U.S. Marshals and have them move me in a few weeks. At least this way, I will get it over with. Once again, thank you for all of... sorry, I'm reading this from a distance. Thank you for all of that you have informed me along the way. You don't know my situation. I want to say it was very helpful. Hopefully your suggestion will be helpful for me as well. As soon as I receive to the prison, I will add you to the email system, assuming I can figure it out. Again, thank you very much for everything that you do. It's been a great pleasure dealing with you. So she's not a client. She's just a viewer like a lot of you guys that she's getting ready to go to federal prison. And these videos are meant to be informational and informative to help you guys prepare for that journey. We had a few clients join us last week, so the federal prison time family is growing. Our client base is growing, and we've got people that are scattered everywhere. So it's been a really interesting journey to see all of these different people coming from different walks of life that are all centrally getting located within the BOP at some point. We've got clients that are looking at federal prison time that definitely are very guilty, and they know it, and they're taking that on the chin, and they're moving forward with it. And at the same time, we've got a couple of clients that you just really feel like this is where the system needs some work, because I told you we have a guy that was charged with an obstruction charge because he wasn't completely honest with the agents. However, the agents found out their initial reason for contacting him, he was innocent. So he didn't do what they said he did, but because he lied to them out of fear about a computer and where it was, because he lied to them about the computer, they still charged him with an obstruction charge. And the obstruction charge, they're tying it to, if he would have done what they said he did, how much time that potentially could carry, which is around 36 months. So this gentleman might be looking at a 36-month prison sentence for something that he actually didn't do, but because he lied to them, the obstruction charge still roped him in. So guys, the system, if you get stuck in the system, it can be extremely nerve-wracking. The best thing I can say is to be honest. If you did what they think you did, just own up to it. Start cooperating early on if you're looking for your best possible outcome for a plea. If you're not sure how to qualify for RDAP, the Residential Drug Addiction Program, I'm telling you, my phone number is listed on this screen. All you have to do is call me, text me. The best time to start preparing for that is before your pre-sentence report, before your PSR. So basically, before you take your plea. Once you accept a plea, the pretrial probation officer is going to meet with you relatively soon after that to initiate the PSR report. So I'm telling you, it's extremely important to know what you need to do in order to be able to qualify, to find out if you can qualify. Too many people think they're automatically qualified for RDAP, and they find out after the fact that they're not due to their PSR interview, but they don't know this a lot of the times until they get to prison or until they've watched a few of my videos, finding out that now maybe they're not qualified, and they're getting kind of freaked out because they were really banking on that time potentially off of their sentence. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is pick up the phone, give me a call, 509-434-4695. We can make sure that you're prepared, your personal narratives, your character reference letters. Guys, if you haven't been sentenced yet and you think you're going to walk into sentencing without a personal narrative and without character reference letters, you're really completely putting way too much faith in the system, your attorney, the prosecution, the U.S. probation officer that did your report. You're completely leaving all of that to sway the judge on what your final outcome should be. If you're not putting time and effort into your personal narrative and your character reference letter, there's probably two reasons why. One, you know nothing about it, and this is the first time you're hearing about it. Or two, you're completely lazy and you're just assuming that things are going to fall the way they're going to fall, regardless what amount of effort you put into it. And that is not the case. That is a self-defeating thought if you think the outcome is going to be the same either way, because it's 99% of the time it is not going to be. Just because you're putting all this time and effort in doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get a reduced sentence, but the possibility that it can make a difference exists, and the only way you're going to know that is by putting in the time and effort. Hey Dan, is the Canadian prison system much different? I really don't know if the Canadian prison system is different. I know the U.S. prison system is based on people that don't know, that haven't been involved, just imagine and assume that good people don't go to prison. And the reality is good people go to prison every single day. And that's what's so hard for people to swallow when they're catching their indictment. Is if they're relatively good people that made some bad choices, they think that the prosecution and the judge is going to see this and take that into consideration and let them off with a slap on the wrist. The prosecutors and the judges sentence people every single day that are good people that we see go to prison. Most people do not end up with a probated sentence or a slap on the wrist. Most first-time offenders that are caught up in the federal system, that are getting indicted, that are watching these videos, are going to end up doing some federal prison time. How much federal prison time? That depends on so many different things. And what control you have over that is putting in time and effort with narratives, character reference letters, preparing for your PSR, making sure you understand what the opportunity of RDAP can provide for you, what you need to do to prepare for that possible opportunity. So that's what you guys need to look into. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video and make sure that everything's working here. I hope you guys enjoy your week so far. Saturday we'll be live at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Hopefully we'll have no issues. If you guys need anything, have any questions, give me a call, give me a text. Find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram. You can find me on Snapchat, pretty much anywhere social media exists. Just look up rdapdan and you will find him. All right, guys, I will see you soon. Guys, be safe. Every day is a new day. People helping people. Community is method. One day at a time. Peace.